Hey, everybody. It's the Full Court Press Basketball Podcast with Jason Guarente, Jeff Reinhart here, LMP, and Lancaster Online. New format for you this winter. We're giving the round table a little bit of a breather, and we're going to talk hoops, all things hoops, podcast style. So pull up a chair. We'll be with you all winter talking sports, basketball in particular. We look at this as an extension of our beats. Jason on the boys' side, I'm on the girls' side. We'll take you behind the curtain and kind of share some things that we see and do and write about on a nightly basis all winter. So let's dive in. Episode number 1. Jason, are you excited?
I'm ready. I didn't get a fuzzy mic and a headphones, so there's a clear hierarchy here.
Okay.
But I'll try to muddle through.
I think you'll be fine. I think we need to start with Lancaster Catholic. Big news this week. A coach stepping down. Do tell.
It was an emotional week because you went to Donegal, and it was the first home game since Joey Williams was killed in a car accident in October. He was going to be their returning leading scorer, and just the grief in that room was palpable. And then you go to McCaskey, and it's the Steve Powell court dedication, and of course Coach Powell's the LL League's all-time leader in wins, and he passed away at 68, which he had plenty more to give. And now Joe Klazis at Lancaster Catholic steps down. He's been dealing with some health issues, and he just decided it was time. He couldn't dedicate as much of himself as he wanted to. He's a perfectionist, and he's a great coach. And I was thinking, if you were to make a Mount Rushmore of the greatest coaches in LL history, Steve Powell's on there.
Yes.
Warren Goodling.
Yes.
Danny Walk.
Yes.
And then you're probably with Joe Klazis. You could make a case for Jeff Groff at Mennonite, and there are many others, but Dave Althouse at Warwick. But Joe Klazis is in that company. He won 4 district championships. He won an LL championship as a head coach. He won a state championship as an assistant coach, which is probably the greatest team Lancaster County has ever produced.
Agreed.
Catholic's 2003 team. So he's just 30 years, and he's 51 years old. So I think if he didn't have health issues, he would have been Lancaster County's all-time wins leader.
Easily. He
would have been our Snip Esterly at Berks Catholic or Larry Kostelak at Trinity. He would have coached forever because he loved it and because he was great at it. And it's a shame because I think he still had a lot more to give, and I think Catholic would have benefited if he could have stayed for as long as he wanted.
No doubt. And your story, the quotes from Joe were kind of gut-wrenching.
Yeah,
what was that interview like? And you could probably tell in his voice that this was a crusher.
Yeah, it's a strange thing because I've known him for 2 decades. Yeah. And I kind of still see him as that 30-year-old guy who just got the job, and it's hard to believe so much time has passed by. I mean, he's at peace with it. I think because there was no alternative, there was nothing else he could do. He didn't have the energy to keep going in a job that's really grueling.
It is.
And it just takes so much out of you. And he has a daughter who's a freshman at Warwick, and she's a great field hockey player. So now he'll be able to watch her play a little bit more and dedicate more family time and that sort of thing. But the LL scene will miss him because you can tell by the response to that article just how many lives he touched and what respect he has in the coaching community.
Yep. Known Joe forever. Good golfer. Was covering golf like 25 years ago, and he showed up playing in one of those, better ball events. So I'm like, Joe, hey, what are you doing? He'll be missed at Catholic for sure. Sadly, my lead item is injuries.
Yeah, a lot of them.
A lot of girls' injuries right now. Marie McCracken, who is just a spectacular 3-sport athlete at Ephrata. She's gone to Penn State to play field hockey. Blew out her knee. I showed up at CV Ephrata last week, and I'm minding my own business, walking in the gym, and Marie McCracken comes rolling in on crutches. And I said, kiddo, what are you doing? And she said, cross your fingers, cross your toes. I got a knee, and it's really bad. And it's a ACL. So Marie is done. Good luck with that rehab. We'll miss you in the gym and on the track in the spring. Go get him at Penn State. Maddie Stout, really good shooter kid at Elko. Hit her 100th three-pointer earlier this season. She can really shoot it. She's going to St. Thomas Aquinas. I think that's in New York. Mm-hmm. You've heard of that. Same thing. Knee happened in a game, just like Marie's injury happened in a game. Not sure the extent of Stout's knee injury just yet. I think she's waiting on imaging, etc. But I think she's probably done. I saw her Monday night, LS and Elko, and she was on crutches and with the knee brace and the whole thing. So sadly, my lead on the girls' side this week is injuries. Get well soon to those two kids. What else you got? Give me something.
Well, just about Marie McCracken.
Yeah.
We talk about Athlete of the Year.
Yes,
and
we do.
She would be one of the top candidates.
She'd be a finalist.
That's
no
the
doubt.
level of athlete that she is. And ACLs are just an epidemic in girls' sports and in basketball, especially because of the hard floor and the cutting. And you saw it with Lancaster Catholic. They had players go down last year. Three in one season. So I don't know what you do about it, but it's a real problem. And you're talking about multi-sport athletes whose best sport is something else, and you have to really weigh the risks of playing basketball versus, taking your scholarship and focusing on what you're best at. But I think certain athletes are just wired to play sports, right? They just want to be out there. Marie McCracken's like that. There's a lot of Manheim Township girls who are like that. So
I can't. Yeah. Every time I see her, I'm like, I can't see you sitting still. Like, this is going to destroy you.
She plays like a hurricane out there.
Every sport. She's great, so she'll be missed. Effort is doing just fine, by the way. They're 7-1, and their only loss is to Red Lion, which is really good. So Effort has been one of the really good teams here early. A couple teams I gotta mention. LS has been playing great. They beat Lancaster Catholic last week. That's an eye opener. Stat of the week. Ding, ding, ding. When LS beat Catholic, it was Catholic's second league loss in its last 188 games.
That's insane.
That's crazy. And during that streak, they had a 100-game winning streak and an 80-game winning streak. They lost last year to Manheim Central. They lose last week to LS. LS has been really good. Cocalico, they've won 5 in a row, playing great. Tied for first in Section 2 with Ephrata. And Manheim Central is undefeated. Sadly, Central Lancaster Catholic on Monday was snowed out. We got this crazy snow and ice storm. So Barron's Crusaders will now be in January 2nd. Circle that one. What else you got?
Well, I was watching McCaskey play Lebanon.
Oh, those two kids.
The two sophomores, McCaskey's Demir Salisbury and Lebanon's Derek Franco. And first of all, you talk about full circle moments. The coach is Dustin Salisbury, who goes back to the state championship Catholic era, 2003, and now you're watching their kids play, and you're thinking, where have the last 2 decades of my life gone?
Exactly.
But they're sophomores, and they're 1-2 in the league in scoring, which is unheard of in boys basketball. And I was curious. It seemed like there were a lot of sophomores making a big impact, and 5 of the top 12 scorers in the league are sophomores.
Wow.
And number 13 is a freshman. So Galarza, Johnny Galarza at LS. So there's a lot of young talent, and it's a fun league because the teams are pretty good now, but probably not ready to make like a big district impact in 6A. But I think they're coming. There's going to be, like, Manheim Township's going to be really good in the next 2 years after this one, and Cedar Crest too, who has Jamar Paulius, who's a 19-point-per-game scorer as a sophomore. You don't see that in 6A basketball.
No.
On the girls' side, maybe, but not on the boys' side. It usually takes you a couple years to get going. So the league is fun. There's a lot of up-tempo teams who score a lot, and it's young. And there's just a sense that you're going to be able to watch these players for 2 or 3 years and see them grow together and maybe see our next really good 6A district-level team, which last year we didn't even win a 6A district game. So we haven't competed at that level with the Mid-Penn mostly, and maybe we have a group here that can grow into that. That's kind of what I'm thinking when I watch them. And McCaskey's really young, and really talented. So who knows what they can become.
And the Porter kid is back. I know
Jelani's back. Yeah, he got hurt very early in the first game, and then he missed a handful of games, and he came back. He came off the bench, and he played about half the game, but he's a dynamic scorer. Yeah. But Jelani and Demir have to learn to play together, and they sort of lost some of that time because he was injured. They're both ball-dominant players, and they're both scorers, so they're going to have to figure that out. But Demir's averaging 29 points a game.
29?
29. It's insane.
Nutty.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a kid who's coming up on 500 points early in his sophomore season, so he's going to be up there on the list of all-time scorers if he stays healthy and McCaskey gets to play some playoff
Yeah,
games.
they got to play more than 22. Yeah. We talked in November about, okay, how's this going to go? And I think we both said, you should get plenty of storylines out of McCaskey. Well, we're 3 weeks in, and you've seen him a bunch.
You could go watch McCaskey every night.
Probably.
They play Manheim Township this week. That's a great game. They're so interesting because Amir Thompson-Hansen, he's another sophomore. Yeah. He's really good. He would be the best sophomore in the league in a lot of seasons, but there just happens to be so many of them this year. But he scored 20 and grabbed 12 rebounds in that Lebanon game. He's a 6'3" kid who can shoot threes and rebound. And they're really young but really talented, and it's fun.
A couple kids got 1,000 last week.
Yeah, Section 4, Chase Hurst.
Of course.
I mean, talk about a guy who feels like he's been around forever.
I know. I'm surprised he didn't get it earlier.
Yeah, well, he was on some really good teams, so the scoring kind of got spread around. But he's a senior. His brother Camden is Lancaster Mennonites all-time leading scorer, and now Chase joined the 1,000-point club. And you talk about a kid who just loves high school basketball, loves the LL League, loves the history, all of it. You know, his family is connected to Lancaster Mennonite back to his dad, who played in the 1991 LL final. So it just means everything to them. So you see this era where there's all these transitions, like kids are moving, they're transferring, they're going to other places. He's a lifer. He's a Mennonite kid. That's where he was going to play. That's where he loves to play. So it's fun to see him get to 1,000 and sort of be recognized for eternity on that banner. And then Jordan Ashby at Lancaster Country Day.
I like him.
Another 4-year kid who came in right away and made an impact. And Country Day's been to the state quarters and the state semis the last 2 years with him.
Yes.
He crossed 1,000, and he's going to end up in the top 4 probably in school history.
Nice.
And I think number 1 since they joined the LL leagues, because a lot of their stats are from the CCAC days. So, yeah, he's an all-timer there at Country Day.
Nice. Love the 1,000-point kids. 2 already on the girls' side. Let's mention Courtney Good first. Linville Hill Christian. Got to go last week. Fun night, doubleheader. Game 1 girls. Courtney Good gets 1,000. And on a 3, which is perfect for her. You never know how these kids are going to get their 1,000th, foul shot, run out, buzzer, something crazy. Good, appropriately, hits it on a 3. So 1,000 points for her. Nightcap, boys game. They did the ring ceremony, and they did the championship banner. Packed house at Linville. If you guys haven't been at Linville, it's like a barn. It is small. Not many bleachers. It's a lot of folding chairs.
And a stage.
And a stage. Put it on your bucket list. If you're a Lancaster County Hoops fan, Linville Hill, A, is a great story, and they've had a couple of awesome years. B, go see them. I mean, it's a cool experience, and they play really good basketball. So I got to see the ring ceremony. I did catch some of the boys' game. Have you seen Linville yet? They can really
go. Not this season. I've seen those JV kids were really good, and none of them could play because the team was so loaded last year. And they score a lot of points. They're hard to keep up with.
Yes, they had like 80+. They played Conestoga Christian the night I saw him. Drew Tibbins, he was really good, and he's the lone starter back. He had 34. So look out for Linville. They're probably going to be there again. Tip of the cap, Courtney Good, 1,000 for her, and she's going to chase Desiree Smucker for the school record. Desi had 1287. So Linville still got a ton of games to go. So watch out for Courtney Good. Best player I've seen so far, LL girls, Olive Brandt at Lebanon.
Really?
Yes, she's been amazing, and she's seeing junk defenses every night. Leads the league in scoring, 25 a game. She had a 32-point game. And she had a 34-point game against Biglerville, and in that game, she got her 1,000th. I didn't go. We both like to go to the 1,000-point games. She needed 33 on a Saturday afternoon, and I thought, she's not going to get 33. Scores 34, baseline jumper to get 1,000, and Lebanon beats Biglerville a week or so back. So 2 kids get 1,000 on girls' side. Leah Caldwell at Effort is at 870, so she'll be next on the girls' side, LL-wise. What else you got?
Courtney Good played in a basketball state championship game, a volleyball state championship game, and a volleyball semifinal.
State semifinal,
That's an incredible career.
She's won 3 CCAC championships, been to 3 District 3 championships, couple of conference titles and district titles in volleyball. What a decorated career for her. I think I asked her one time, what do you do with all these medals? I said, you must have a heck of a collection there, a medal collection. And a great kid and a really good player. Speak to Linville a little bit. We've been behind the scenes with them a lot, and they're just a ton of fun to cover, yes?
Yeah, Drew Tibbins, you mentioned him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Olive Brandt, where so many players left, and now there's a void.
Yes.
Olive lost Kyla Correa and Lily Harrison, and now she has to do more, and you're seeing what she's capable of.
Yep.
And Tibbins is the same way. He's scoring now because there's no Steven Smucker there. There's no Darian Petersheim or Jerome Stoltzfus or Giovanni Sajus. So he's got to do it all, right? And he is. He would be an LL first-team All-Star if they were in the league. He's that good. And he's not real tall, but he's strong. And he can get to the rim, and he's really hard to guard. He's someone, like, if you like good point guard play and just talent, you should go watch him play.
Heady.
Yeah.
Heady, play ahead, knows what he's doing.
Tough and confident. He has all kinds of confidence.
And he plays running back and middle linebacker for Pequea Valley football. Yeah. Same thing. Big ticker. Every play is like his last. And he just plays so hard.
One of the best athletes in Lancaster County, for sure.
No doubt. Yeah, they're fun. Linville's a treat. And Jason and I try to get around and see as much CCAC as we can. LL is kind of our big beats. We have to really keep an eye on that kind of full time. But the CCAC has really come on, has it not?
Yeah. I mean, not even just the Lancaster County teams. High Point won a district championship last year in the boys.
There you go.
The league's just really good. Dayspring Christian has a bunch of good players, and Mount Calvary is still good. Lancaster County Christian. When they came to Media Day, I was thinking they have probably as many compelling stories as the LL League. It's just, the LL League is our heartbeat, so we'll spend more time on that. But yeah, they're very good.
Yes. Isn't there a CCAC boy coming up on 1,000?
There's Noah Hucksta Dayspring. I believe he's 19 points away as of Tuesday when we're taping. And so he could conceivably get it tonight. He's at West Shore Christian.
Okay, there you go. Any big games the rest of the week? What's on your schedule?
Well, I think I'll talk about Section 2. Yeah. CV 6-0.
Whoa, Buckskin without
Demir Salisbury.
And
that might be one of those cases where Demir has the ball so much.
Yeah,
it's hard for the sunlight to get to everyone else when he's there. But now that he's not there, you're starting to see the talent level of some other guys like Sawyer Espenshade. Talk about Athlete of the Year candidates. He's their quarterback. He's a good baseball player. Cameron Bear's come on. He's having a much bigger season than last year. He's only a junior. Toby Schaub hits a lot of three-pointers. 6-0 and 3-0 in the league. And the other team in Section 2 is Cocalico, which is 4-0. And Timmy Hambright has taken that leap. Sometimes
he's still there.
He's still there. First of all, he's a great soccer player.
Yeah.
And soccer's like a hobby for him. And basketball, kids sometimes they're pretty good as juniors and then they're just lights out as seniors.
Sure.
That's what he's doing because he's averaging 21 points a game.
Wow.
And, there's Camden Oaks is gone, so they need a lot more scoring, and he's providing that. So they're the two teams that could emerge from Section 2. Solanco's really good. Kieran Ludgate's averaging 20 points a game early in the season.
New coach.
They have a new coach, Scott Gaffey, and they have a lot of returning talent. So they were on the list of possible contenders, but Cocalico beat them early. And Warwick is the perennial team that wins that section.
Yes.
Your Majesty Washington hasn't played the last two games for undisclosed reasons. They've lost both of those games, so now they're 0-2 in the section. So they're going to need some help, and they got a lot of work to do. They have a good young core, but you lose your senior number one scorer, and it's hard to just turn the switch on and keep winning. So they're dealing with that right now. So it's kind of wide open, and CV and Cocalico are the teams at the top right now.
Okay, very good. Section 3 girls has been a little nutty. Catholic lost. LS is 2-0. I saw them on Monday. They can really shoot it. Manheim Central's undefeated. Elko was 5-0 before losing on Monday. Northern Lebanon is in it. They only have one section loss, so Section 3 is going to be bonkers for girls. Big games this week, the rest of the week as we talk. Friday, I'm going to check out. This is big. This has become a really juicy rivalry in the league. Northern Lebanon at Lancaster Catholic.
Yeah,
that'll be really good.
Love lost in that
heated
rivalry.
No, they enjoy beating each other, and they bring out the best in each other, which is always cool. We're both anxious to get to Lancaster Catholic and see their new floor. Got wiped out by overflowing toilet or something.
Indoor flood.
Sorry about that. But they have a new floor at Catholic. I'll get to check that out on Friday. All right. Anything else for the good of the order, my friend?
I'll just mention Section 3. It's looking like Octorara and Elko.
They're good, man. Octorara is tough.
First of all, Gene Lambert is the king of scheduling. Awesome. He's the greatest scheduler ever. They've won every non-league game last year, and they've won all 5 of them they've had this year.
Nice.
So he's just great at finding teams that are competitive, but they still beat them.
Yep.
And Elko hasn't been super good in a while, and they're 6-1, and they got Caden Schultz-Tillison and Josiah Hayes, who are 3-year varsity kids.
Nice.
That would be fun, right? An Octorara Elko sort of first place battle. Like that's not like you don't think of them as rivals, really. No. They're so far apart, but it's kind of fun when the different teams start to rise to the top, and you're not seeing, it's usually LS, Manheim Central, but it might be some different group in Section 3.
That'd be nice to see. And hey, gang, it's really early. We're mid-December. We didn't even get to the holiday tournaments yet, but it's good. Okay, I think we gave the crowd a good look behind the curtain there, Jace.
Yeah, this is the glamour,
yes,
of the job. We're sitting in a dining room talking into microphones.
Yeah. Okay. Hope you enjoyed. Stick with us all season. Hey, it's great. We love covering local hoops, and we're all over it. So, okay, episode 1 for the season in the books. For Jason, I'm Jeff. Thank you, Tyler. It's the Full Court Press podcast, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.